Let's get it. Everyone who's here, let's talk about it. We have a situation here where we're going to be exploring different options and situations. Now, when we arrive to a certain point in our lives, we got to start assessing things. You know, when you grow from adolescence to adulthood, accepting responsibility, and you're supposed to learn that, in school and, just from being around the right people. And sometimes people don't have that in their life. You know, they don't have the the foresight, and other people, they blame other people for their mistakes. They don't know how to face up to their wrongs. And those people never seem to have the certain type of glory, and they end up being small when they're supposed to come up big. And when you see things like Wade, Dwayne Wade, for instance, he's a person that came up big, you know. So you want to always make sure that that's addressed first. And hit the like button, good people, because we about to get to it. LeBron James proved once again he's overrated. You know, and this is another example of how pathetic LeBron James truly is when it comes to the situation of doing it big. And it's easy to blow a team out and then try to show off in stat pad. But when it's time for you to show and prove you're one of the most elite players in the world, you have to set the tone. You have to set the bar, be the example. You have to be the one, in other words. You got to be the one to set the example and say, this is why I'm who I am. And LeBron James hasn't done that. I mean, these games are proving right now what he is. He's a player that needs everybody else, or he can't do it. So my thing is, how is he the greatest player of all time? What makes him the greatest player? Because everyone else is doing all the work. And it seems like he's getting garbage points and stats. Oh, LeBron's improved on his three-point shooting this year. He's a marvel at the three. Oh, really? Well, in his last 4 to 5 games, he's shooting 15%. Okay, let's put that out there into the world right now. LeBron James is shooting 15% in the last 5 games from three. 15%. What happened in the last 5 games? Oh, they're 1-4. 1 win, 4 losses. Well, that's because they don't got AD and Sherman. Well, then maybe AD and Sherman should get more credit when they come back. You ever thought about that? Why is it the narrative always change when it's involving him? Y'all want to give him all of the credit, though he takes none of the blame. So I just wanted to point those narratives out because everybody loves to talk about stats. Right? Now he got nobody to bail him out. Now it's time to be the man. You're LeBron. Now it's time to be Big Bad Bron. And we ain't seeing it. We're not seeing it at all. Where's Big Bad Bron? That's what I want to know. When he gonna show up? Oh, he was done. He was through? Okay. Because, see, this is the narrative we got to deal with. We have to deal with this narrative all the time. Why? I have no idea. But we're the ones dealing with the narrative. We're the haters. We're the ones that don't like LeBron. We keep making up all these reasons to be against LeBron. It's all us. Now, let's look at some other narratives. You know, LeBron James and his turnovers and decision making and lack of leadership is what's hurting the team. So I want to be extraordinarily clear on all of these things. I know you guys love him. You know, he's like an adorable pet to y'all. And that's cool. You could love your Bron, love him all the way to the grave. Love yourself some him. Knock yourself out. But one notion is clear. The Lakers are in trouble. LeBron James is the reason y'all are in trouble. He doesn't take action. Now, it's not going to take a rocket scientist to see that they're going to try to get Boogie back. They need another body in there, and they needed a roster spot. Cook got dropped just so they could try to get Boogie in there. They waived Boogie so that they could just pick up Boogie for nothing and put him on the Lakers. Get Boogie back. Boogie's averaging about almost 10 points a game, you know, so the thing with him and Caruso, that thing will be over with, you know. Well, when you look at LeBron, you got to ask yourself, you know, like, what is it that you're really looking at? Like, what are you looking for? What is he doing that's so extraordinary that you can't, like, man, this dude here, there's nothing like him in the world, man. He's just next level. I don't see that. I want to see it. Show me. What makes him next level? Alex Caruso is a bench player. In the game on the line, you're going to give the ball to a bench player and want him to hit a shot to win the game. There's a reason he's a bench player. So why on earth are we doing this? Well, I'm thinking right now they're what? About almost ready to hit the halfway point. So it's the season's not even done yet, but no one really starts caring about basketball until like now. And what they're witnessing is LeBron James shooting 70% from the free throw line. Now, early in his career, he almost shot 80% one year. That was earlier in his career. And he has digressed, digressed, and digressed. And as he plays these heavy minutes of even just standing around on the court, he's playing 35, 36 minutes per game. He's averaging about 8 rebounds from standing around, 8 assists, and about 25 points a game, right? Anybody can get that in this league, especially if they get the calls he gets. They're milking this guy to the very end. LeBron James has been dismal. Absolutely dismal. What happened to this outstanding three-point shooter? Remember that game back in when he played against Cleveland? He hit 7 of 11. And they was, man, LeBron three-point shooting, man. He just this monster from the three. What's happened since then? He started hitting less and less and less. Right? He's shooting 15% in the last 5 games. 15%. Against Denver, he was 0 for 5. But he got what? 22 points. He shot 25% against Minnesota. He shot 16% against Brooklyn. He was 1 for 6. Then he was 1 of 8 against Miami. He was 2 of 10 against Washington. Why he can't hit threes? The game before that, let's go above that. OKC game. He was 3 of 9. That's 33%. And let's go up the game before that. He was 2 of 10 for 20% for that game. Let's go up a game before that. He was 3 and 7 against Detroit. The one game that went to double overtime. That's the only reason he got the 3. So LeBron, why is he shooting these many threes? LeBron averages about 5 threes a game. That's LeBron's average. He'll shoot about 5 threes per game. Once he starts shooting more threes in a game, the worser they are. And lately, LeBron is shooting 5, 4, 6, 8, shot 10 last night, shot 10 against OKC. Why is he shooting this many threes? Oh, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why LeBron is playing this poorly is because LeBron James' legs are shot. He's tired. He's wore down, and that car is out of gas. And he's playing on E. He is running on E. Now, if they don't figure it out, because they're giving him every call in the book, they're giving him invisible fouls, everything in the world. But if they don't figure this out, this will hinder them for the rest of their whole playoff existence. Because he'll never live this down. You're choking to the Washington Wizards. They're not going to make the playoffs. Sure, you can say, well, it's just a bad night. You've had 5 bad nights in a row. Lost 4 of the last 5 games. You know, people are like, man, ain't nobody concerned. They're going to be in the finals. They're the Lakers. They're only there if the NBA wants to put them there. And we all know they do. So we don't want to see that, but yeah, that's what they want to do. Oh man, it was crazy back in the day. Like completely crazy. Like back in the days, man, you if you were playing like LeBron, you would have been benched. But because he has a name, they got to keep him winning. They have to keep him looking important. They got to keep him on a trail to like, oh, he's special. But nope. And I don't want to hear nobody say, but it's year 18 though. Repeating ESPN's garbage. But it's year 18. LeBron, he can have a bad game. No, his legs are gone. They're shot. He's tired. Well, my thing is, I would be okay with a lot of different things happening, like transpiring. In other words, I would love to see how they, I would love to see how they handle this situation going forward because you got a lame duck coach in Fogel who just failed you. Really, when you needed coaching down the stretch, how are you coming out of a timeout basically? And I don't understand that. coming out of a timeout, you screw that up. So I don't want to talk too much longer about this bump. So anyway, I'm out. Like the video, hit me up. I gotta answer this. Holler at y'all later. Deuces.